Hello everyone, welcome to United Nations. Today we talk about Caterina. Caterina is a dancer artist. First you talk about yourself for United Nations.
Hello everybody, my name is Caterina Rago. I am the artistic director of the Caterina Rago Dance Company, which is a modern contemporary dance company based in New York City, and founder of Tecniche di Danza Moderna, which is an educational dance project launched in Roma in September 2016, and right now it is about to be launched also in Madrid, Malaga and Paris.
Oh, very good. You know, in New York is have lots of different artists, some painting, dancer, singer, artist. Everyone want to successful in New York. Do you have a plan to do a success for women in New York?
Mm-hmm. I believe that being an artist, especially in general, but especially in New York City, it is very challenging. In New York, I would say that 100% of people are involved in the arts. We have dancers and musicians and singers. It is a city full of artists, and everybody has the same goal: to eventually succeed.
Yes.
And how do we succeed? Well, it is a difficult question, but in general, I believe that as in any field, success, it's not the main goal, it's not important. I believe that success can come when you are a hard worker and you keep pushing forward and you keep expressing what you really love to do. It is about, I think, energy, and we should keep being focuses, and eventually at one point success will arrive.
Your university is from Italy?
From Italy, from Roma.
Okay,
yes.
I know Caterina from Italy, and he want to very successful in here. But I know every artist is a struggle for many years that will be succeed. Talk about your last 20 years, your dancing, your history.
Yes. Well, I started I am from San Lucido, which is a small town in Calabria, in the south of Italy, and I started to dance at 5 years old. When I was 11 years old, I moved to Roma, and I started my professional training program. I was a very little kid, and I moved by myself.
Yeah.
So it is already, for dancers, challenging, because it is a lot of sacrifice, right? You have to start exactly when you are very young if you want to have a career as a dancer or any other field. So I moved at age 11 in the Accademia Nazionale di Danza, and I studied for 12 years my professional training program. I took a degree as a professional dancer in the Accademia, and then in the same institution I got the bachelor degree, a BFA in contemporary dance. In the Accademia, I started to study the modern dance, in particular gram, technique, and repertory, with a pioneer of modern dance. And I fell in love with this technique, and because it is so powerful, and the artist who created this technique, Martha Graham, is indeed considered the mother of modern dance. I fell in love with the technique, with the company, with the repertory, with what Martha Graham used to bring on stage, and I decided in 2007 to move to New York City. So I said to my parents, I will be back in 3 months.
Oh,
and now it's 10 years.
10 years, wow!
Yes, so my dream was to become a dancer of the Martha Graham Dance Company, and I was so fortunate because I started to train in the Martha Graham Dance Center and started to join different production of the Martha Graham Dance Company. At the same time, as I was involved with a different dance company and as well as the Graham Company, I started to choreograph for myself first. I started to experiment in the dance studio, and at one point I realized that I had so much choreographic material that I could actually produce a show. So I started to found my dance company in 2008, right away. Yes, after a year I moved to New York City. I was dancing with other different dance company, but I was feeling tight. I wanted to express myself in a different way. So I used to work for other dance company and then run to a dance studio and choreograph and create material. So we did a first opening of the Caterina Rago Dance Company in 2010, and since then I've been choreographing and producing show in New York City and abroad. We perform and premiere one of the newest production in October 2016, Labirinto at the New York Live Arts.
Yes.
And this was a very special production because it was in collaboration with other important Italian dance artists, Pierpaolo Bisleri as a set designer and sculptor designer Davide Di Donato, which are well known in Italy, and of course with so many other well-known artists in New York City. Karen Young created the costume for our production, and of course the dancer, which are very talented and coming from also very strong background.
Oh. Caterina talk about a very interesting story. She tells his parents 3 months will be come back, but you live here more than 10 years.
Exactly. So yes.
Because you love New York very much.
Because not necessarily New York, because as we know, New York, it is a very tough place to be. It is beautiful to be in New York as a tourist, maybe 7-10 days. But then when you work in New York, it's very, very challenging.
Very challenging, yes.
It is challenging. And I think you need to be passionate about what you do in order eventually to receive success. I'm not talking about the success of being in TV or being a well-known artist. Success also means that when you are honest with people and when you share with students or with the audience something real, people surround you. Good people surround you. Positive energy
Honesty
surrounds
is the best policy. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, Italy is a very great country. We know from 2,000 years ago, Roma Empire State. This is give Europe culture is from Roma culture.
Yes.
American culture is from Europe. How do you think the Roma dancer, Roma State dancer, will know the model dancer different?
Well, I grew up in Italy, and I started my dance training in Italy. What I do really appreciate from European master and teachers, beside their knowledge, it is the fact that they are very physical.
Yeah.
When they teach and when they correct students and when they need to explain something, they really used to come to the dancer body and let you feel.
Oh.
So, and this is something that when I arrived in New York, I sort of missed. Because I believe that if you work with your body as a dancer, you need to be able to feel the touch of your teacher and the person who is correcting you.
Yes.
And I think this is something
softer
that...
and tender?
Yes, exactly. Sometimes, especially modern dance, for this, especially for the gram technique, this particular technique, it is very energetic, dynamic, so sometimes the touch is not that soft. So yes, right now, unfortunately, in Europe, we don't have, we are not so lucky in the sense that many students from Europe has to travel abroad in order to study modern dance. I'm talking about modern dance because modern dance is the fundamental technique, right? Classical, exactly. It's a classical modern technique which are important for a professional dancer trainer. And every dancer should go through this technique in order to understand where we are coming from and what and where we can move. So this is the reason why I launched the Tecniche di Danza Moderna in Roma, now in Malaga, Madrid and Paris, is to bring modern dance back in Europe, which is very important. It is a very unique concept, a very unique educational project. American teacher from New York travels every month to give, to share their experience with European dancers. So every month we are in Roma and other city, and we train dancers in modern dance technique, especially in Graham, Orton, and Limon. And I think the problem in general of today is that everything is moving so fast. We are moving forward, but most of the time without having any fundamental. And this is the reason why I wanted to give the opportunity to study those techniques in the contemporary world.
Yes, we know lots of people is very interested in the Roma culture because Roma is a Latin language is bring to the England to English. To French is France. Germany is from Roma is give Europe the civilization light. Last month you have a luce in Flushing.
Yes.
Lots of people, Chinese people, look at this very interested. Could you talk about the luce? This means?
Yes.
Okay.
So luce means light.
Light,
and I was very fortunate because I was invited from one of my dear friends, a young learner, from the Martha Graham Dance faculty to perform for November 4th show at the Flushing Library for Color of the Winds. So Luce was the first solo I created, and I'm very, very attached to that solo. It has a very I have a deep connection with it because I actually dream about the solo.
Follow dream, pursue the dream?
No, one night I basically a dream about a woman crossing a dark room, holding in her hands a flame, a light. And she was crossing, she was wearing a white dress, and she was just walking with the light in her hands. So when I woke up in the morning, I remember I took a block note and a pen, and I said, I have to remember the dream. I want to wake up in the morning, because it was very early, and remember about it. It was very powerful. I woke up, I remembered exactly the dream, and he inspired me to create something spiritual. And that solo, I believe, is
struggle and for work hard. For this means that to go up.
It's to walk through the light.
Work for
yeah, and it is a piece of hope, rebirth, and it's a liturgical almost feeling, right? And I always perform this piece when I feel that there are so many bad things happening in the world. Unfortunately, so many things happen in the world every day, and that piece gives a sort of a hope for the humans to walk through the light no matter what.
We know light gave everyone hope.
Hope.
Yes, but we know Roma and Greece story is Prometheus. That's why it stole the light, from the god.
Yes, exactly.
Could you talk about this story?
I am unprepared about this story.
This is Roma and Greece very, very popular story.
The name of it?
Prometheus.
Oh, Prometeo. Yeah, Prometeo. Yes,
Prometeo.
yes. Catching the light from the gods.
From the gods.
Yes.
Very interesting. You will make the light for your body, and that you are very strong. That's your means?
Say again?
Is this your means to use the light make you very strong?
Well, give light, it's everything in life.
Yes. Everyone needs lights.
Everybody needs a light in order to survive, and I think this is what keeps me alive and keeps me work in this country, which is challenging, and we should be related to the light that is inside ourselves in order to move forward.
Yes, light is very important for Earth.
Yeah.
No light, no life.
No life, exactly.
Yes. We talk about last questions. Lots of artists follow two dreams. First dream is to be rich. Second dream is to be famous. What is important for you?
Be rich. No.
Rich.
Well, money will help for sure. Let's talk about reality, right?
Yeah.
No. Famous or being rich. Well, I think if you are famous,
rich is very
right,
important. Yeah.
You become rich, probably no matter what, right? I don't know. Money are important, and in order to probably have a easier way probably to do and achieve many things. I would say as for now, in this moment of my life, I would love to become rich in order to support my dance company, support my educational dance project.
Yes. artist is very important for the words. Yes, and congratulations for your succeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You go to United Nations. Thank you for you go to the Peace TV.
Thank you.
Thank you.